I'm going to be honest with you. This is shocking. The International School of Ministry is a video-based Bible school. According to their own words, their vision is to turn every local church in the world into a ministry training center and then into a church planting center. According to their statement of faith, they believe in the deity of our Lord Jesus Christ, in his virgin birth, and in his bodily resurrection. They believe the Bible to be the inspired and infallible word of God. And this is partially why I'm shocked that a Christian organization would do such a thing and bring us into a baseless trademark lawsuit. Before I proceed with the rest of our statement, I'd like to be very clear. We were not in any communication with Good Shepherd or the International School of Ministry prior to the filing of the lawsuit. There were no obvious opportunities presented to engage in a good faith conversation before the lawsuit was filed about what's being alleged. We were not made aware that the International School of Ministry had any issues with the Rippaverse until the lawsuit was filed. Not only did this make this ordeal public, but it was also news to us. So if anybody alleges that Good Shepherd just wanted to get clarification, we find that filing a lawsuit is an interesting way to go about it. Despite all of this, we still had no problems entering into a good faith discussion with the International School of Ministry. If the main issue was centered around assuring there was distinction between the Rippaverse and the International School of Ministry, we were open to negotiations. We disagree that anyone would truly confuse a ministry and a comic book company or comic book character, but we were certainly open to hearing and addressing real concerns. We had some settlement discussions, and we thought that we were on track to finding a mutually beneficial solution. But we were blindsided when the International School of Ministry, a nonprofit, demanded profit from our company to be a part of the negotiation. And they wanted this to be perpetual. Again, this is shocking. The demand for our profits doesn't seem to have much to do with the alleged concerns over confusion. But even worse, the International School of Ministry is demanding limits on our ability to create, and that's all we want to do as a company: build characters and create comic books. We want to give our customers a good time, and we want them to have fun. In the words of Neil Gaiman, we strive to make good art. This has been such a fulfilling project, and our lives have been changed for the better. And it's unfortunate that a Christian organization would want to limit this mission and demand control. It's just shocking. I'll speak on the merits of the lawsuit in a bit, but we have not infringed on the trademark rights of Good Shepherd. Though I'm telling this story publicly a lot earlier than I wanted, it is important that you know where the name Isom originates. It is not an acronym. It is one of our characters' heroic name, and though he does have an in-universe reason for being named as such, which will be revealed in a later issue, the name Isom is near and dear to me. Isom launched what has been my dream company. The character and everybody attached to him were named with purpose. The character of Isom was my way to honor my family. Isom is the first name of the second generation patriarch of my family, Isom Knox. He was born in 1851 in Arkansas. He's my great-great-great-grandfather. In the Rippaverse, Isom's real name is Avery Silman, and his last name is based on Isom's wife's name, Mary Jane Silman, my great-great-great-grandmother. His first name, Avery, is based on my great-grandfather, Avery Knox, who was born in 1897 and is Isom's grandson. So this character's first, last, and hero name are all based on real people that are my family members. The name Isom predates Good Shepherd in both my family and other instances, many other instances. But it isn't just Isom whose name is based on my family. The same is said for his sister, Altona. Altona Knox is the name of Avery Knox's sister, thus making her one of my aunts. Avery's parents are named Jacob and Harriet. Jacob and Harriet Knox are the first generation and the mother and father of Isom Knox. So they are the parents of Isom in both our universe and in real life. As you can see, Isom isn't a random name. It's my creative way to honor my family. Again, it is unfortunate that Good Shepherd takes exception to this. The sad part of this situation is that Dr. Gilfillan, Good Shepherd's founder, personally asked me to explain this when I met with him. And I did. This was before they demanded a perpetual profit off of our work, a profit off of my effort to honor my family. Again, even having no conversation with them prior to this lawsuit, we were still amendable to negotiating so as long as it was good faith. They clearly were unwilling to withdraw any monetary payment, and we do not take those frivolous threats lightly. But let's talk about the trademark. Now, a trademark is connected to specific goods sold under the mark. Good Shepherd failed to accurately compare the relevant goods. The goods identified in their registration fall into distinct classes. Class 9 covers audio material and Class 16 covers print material. In their original letter to me, Class 9 is what Good Shepherd rely on, but that's limited to audio material, not comic book characters, so there's some misidentification of the covered goods in the lawsuit as it was filed. That's obviously a problem, but they also are trying to expand the scope of the goods they claim are under this mark by claiming that they're printed instructional, educational, and teaching materials all in the field of religion, which is a direct text from their registration, somehow could be confused with comic books. But the worst part is that the ministry's claimed goods involve religious content, not comic book characters. Conveniently for them, their arguments broaden the scope of the goods that they claimed with the trademark office. We do not sell audio or electronic books. We do not sell print material centered around religious instructional content. Our industry is dominated by physical copies, and that's all we currently sell. But Good Shepherd is claiming that we sell many of the same types of goods, and that's nonsense. They're relying on the fact that our character has a cross on his belt. Good Shepherd does not own the rights to the use of a cross symbol. On top of that, claiming that there is overlap in the target market is flat out wrong. Good Shepherd identifies itself as the largest multi-denominational video-based Bible school in the world, targeting Christians who seek to obtain training to bring forth the word. This was stated by televangelist Marilyn Hickey, and it's on their website. We are a comic book company. We set out to entertain first and foremost. The Rippaverse is not a ministry, nor does anything that we do have faith-based instructional or training aspects. Maybe there will be some overlap if our business was like the International School of Ministry with Pastor Chris and Christ Embassy, or if we were the Illinois School of Ministry, or the Indiana School of Ministry, or the Islamic Society of Midwest. They all are specifically involved in faith and ministry. To our knowledge, there aren't any active trademark disputes between them and Good Shepherd. The Rippaverse, on the other hand, is not a religious organization. The individual religious beliefs of our employees and contractors are completely irrelevant to what we do. We have a public code of ethics, and it says nothing about religion. But we are a for-profit business, and therefore we have profit to plunder. And that is what Good Shepherd has demanded. Convenient and, again, shocking. This claim of actual confusion has been unsupported. Dr. Gilfillan has publicly already acknowledged his lack of knowledge regarding the credibility of the example given in the original letter. The lack of investigation is alarming. They got an email from a person claiming to be a senior reporter despite them operating under an unprofessional email. Had they done their research, they would clearly see that this is just a disgruntled critic of mine. That led to Good Shepherd's alleged confusion and thus a frivolous lawsuit. In fact, every example of actual confusion that we've been provided by Good Shepherd were online internet trolls. By continuing on with this, they're actually incentivizing more trolls that will inevitably feign confusion or something else. These trolls would like nothing more than to ruin the Rippaverse or to make this a very expensive affair. Trolls are using Good Shepherd's naivety or simple greed to harass us. It is unfortunate that Good Shepherd does not seem to understand this. And because they've not investigated prior claims of confusion, we cannot rely on the blanket assertions. We presented several ideas and were willing to make concessions. We believe our suggestions benefit both parties, but is this what was desired. We're not sure how profiting from our work perpetually accomplishes this. They basically agreed to none of our core bullet points and came back with wanting perpetual payment. Even to this day, we are happy to settle this on reasonable terms. We aren't impeding on their rights, and these types of agreements to coexist peacefully are made by trademark attorneys every single day. Many times these are completed amicably without any money changing hands. This should not be difficult. At some point, Good Shepherd claimed that a forever license payment is required to protect their right. That is simply not true. A perpetual license would tie both the Rippaverse and Good Shepherd together forever. I thought that was specifically what Good Shepherd hoped to avoid. So let's be clear here. Number one, we went into negotiations and there was no indication they wanted profit off of our business. This was a subversive strategy, and it wasn't until after the initial negotiations did they want perpetual payments. We easily could have come up with an agreement where both parties coexist with no constant payment. This type of agreement is largely the norm. Number two, this whole thing was initiated due to trolling. Had they done their diligence, they would know they were relying on false reports to initiate this very conflict. Good Shepherd saw this as a monetization opportunity, and that would explain their lack of research. Number three, just as I explained to you all in this statement, we gave Good Shepherd the origin of the name Isom. They specifically asked for it, and expressing this could assist the settlement process. That doesn't seem to be the case because, well, now they want to profit off of the name of my great-great-great-grandfather. Number four, Good Shepherd was not open to compromise. They lauded greater demands as negotiations went on. This seems to create more conflict rather than resolve it. To the audience, think about this. Sonic is the name of a fast food company, and it was founded long before even my own mother was alive. As indicated in their name and slogan, they were about fast service. They, of course, became known for items like the chili cheese coney. Sonic is also the name of a video game hedgehog that runs extremely fast. Ironically, he is also known for eating chili dogs. Yet even the Sonic Corporation and Sega Sonic can coexist. They are in two completely different industries, and they both sell merchandise with their brand of Sonic. Look, guys, we did everything in our power to resolve this. This could turn out to be a very expensive affair, and it's unfortunate that a Christian organization wants to go this route. We've assessed the risk, and even in the worst case scenario, it's still worth it to us to fight like hell. This organization does not want me to use my own family name unless we pay them for the rest of our lives. We cannot simply agree to that, and it looks like we're taking this to court. I want to thank each and every one of our supporters for the continued support. The Rippaverse will keep rolling, and my legal team will be handling this. We're going to keep you updated, and to the people that despise me this much, you need to seek professional help. But there are dozens of livelihoods that depend on the success of the Rippaverse. We have employees and contractors that are working dream jobs in an industry they care so much about. I care a lot about them, and I'm highly appreciative of their work. In a world where so many people hate their jobs, the Rippaverse is a company that so many people cherish. I will do everything I can to protect that. It's not just my family's life that was changed for the better, it was theirs too. We've worked too hard to allow this to derail our efforts. We're going to keep moving.